Hi, I'm Brittany, and today we're going to do a full body workout on the reformer using the jump board. For props, you just need a ball and your box. And to start off, I am on one medium spring. For my reformer, that's one blue spring. So let's go ahead and lie down. Oh, grab your ball and just lie down. Your feet are going to go parallel on the jump board towards the front, the top of the jump board, just like you would be doing footwork. Now let's just begin to press your knees out and bend back in, just getting a feel for how light the springs are. And then let's add a jump. So you're going to have a lot of airway there with that jump with the light spring. Your hips are equally pressing down into the carriage, belly button pressing down. Now option, extend your fingers up towards the ceiling, and as you jump out, you can extend your head and chest. Lift your head and chest up towards the jump board and lower back down. Add a little squeeze to the ball. 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Now we're going to add a jack. So jump out, your legs go out, in, land. Out, in. Let's go heels together, toes apart. And you can keep your head and chest lifted or you can lower each time. Landing softly. Toe ball heel. So first your toe, then the balls of your feet, then your heels. 2 more. Last one. Come all the way in. You're going to take your hands out to the side with the ball in your outside hand. We're going to do scissor switches in the air. So let's put your inside leg up towards the ceiling, jump out, and switch. 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 On the next one, as you switch, lift your head and chest, and then switch the ball behind your knee. So the ball goes behind the knee, and then you switch. Exhaling as you jump out. Just a few more. Really pulling your belly button down into the carriage. Your head and your chest are both lifted. When you're even, come back in. All right, now the ball's in your outside hand. Your inside toes are going to point up towards the ceiling. Take the ball and place it in between your outside palm and right above the inside of your knee. Free hand is just down by the carriage. We're going to add a jump. On the next one, as you jump, roll the ball up your leg, lifting your head and chest, give the ball a squeeze. Roll back down. So you roll up, squeeze, roll down. Keeping the ball on the palm of your hand. So it's just a little roll up and down. Twisting away from me. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Bend in. Now lengthen your footbar leg out long and just squeeze the ball in between your palm and shin. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way back in. We're just going to switch sides. So inside palm goes to your right above the outside of your knee. Inhale, exhale. Let's just begin to jump. When you're ready, you jump out, lift your head and chest as you roll the ball up. Come back in. Giving the ball a squeeze at the top. Really pulling your belly button in towards the carriage. Your hips are equally pressing down. 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Come all the way back in. Go ahead, just lift your fingers up towards the ceiling. Lengthen your legs out long. Tuck your chin into your chest, and let's roll all the way up. We're going to send the carriage back in. We're just going to do a quick spring change. So I'm going to put on 2 red springs. For me, that's 2 heavy springs. And we're going to move on with single leg footwork. So your headrest could be up. Go ahead and sit on the edge of the carriage and then roll down so you're lying down on the carriage. Shoulders are just lightly in your shoulder blocks. And then take the ball. You're going to place it in between your feet and try to get your feet on top of the ball. So both feet are on, heels together, toes apart. Inhale on the exhale, lengthen out and bend back in. Press, bend. So the ball is toward the upper part of the jump board. Lengthening out, zipping through your inner thighs, and then bending back in. Now, if that feels good, you could stay there. Option to come up onto your toes. So toes on the ball, heels together, toes apart, lengthening out, zipping through those inner thighs, and then sending the carriage back home. Your hips are pressing down equally into that carriage, belly button towards this carriage. Shoulders are wide and relaxed. 4 more. And then we're going to go into a fun little pulse series. 2. Last one. Send the carriage almost all the way home. Now just come out an inch, back in. Go halfway out, come almost all the way home. Now send the carriage almost all the way out, almost all the way home. Do it again. Out an inch, back in. Halfway out, send the carriage almost all the way back in, almost all the way out, almost all the way in. One more time. Hold at the top. Go down an inch, back up. Halfway down, back up. Almost all the way down, almost all the way up. 2 more. Really pressing your toes into the ball. Heels are pressing together. Last one. Hold at the bottom. Press your legs all the way up and come back in. Now we're going to take the ball to your outside foot. Inside knee can just come into tabletop. So make sure your whole foot is on the ball. Inhale, exhale, lengthen your leg out long. Bend back in. Press, bend. Press, bend. Really pressing through with your whole foot, especially your heel. So you're driving through your heel, feeling your hamstrings and your glutes engage. Option to extend the inside leg over the foot bar, back up. Or over the jump board, I should say. Just 4 more. Last one. Now let's just send the carriage, almost all the way home. Come out an inch, back in. Halfway, back in. Almost all the way out, almost all the way in. 2 more. Hold at the top. Go down an inch, up. Halfway down, back up. Almost all the way down, almost all the way up. 2 more. Last one. Hold at the bottom. Now just big pulses. Go almost all the way up, almost all the way down, almost all the way up, almost all the way down. Just 3 more. 2, 1. Lengthen your legs out long. You can send both feet down, and let's send the carriage back home. We're just going to switch sides for a while, give that outside leg a little break. So your inside foot goes on the ball, right there in the center of the ball, pressing down like you're going to squish the ball. Inside knee into tables or outside knee to tabletop. Lengthen your leg out long, bend back in, pressing through your heel, feeling your hamstrings and your glutes engage. 4 more. 2. Last one. Carriage comes almost all the way in. You go out an inch, back in, halfway out, back in, almost all the way out, come almost all the way home. Last one. Hold at the top, go down an inch, back up, halfway down, back up, almost all the way down, almost all the way up. 2 more. Hold at the bottom. Now big pulses up, down, up, down. 3, 2, 1. Lengthen your leg out long. Come all the way back in. All right, so our outside foot had a long enough break. So let's take the ball back over to the outside foot. Your whole foot is going to be on the ball, but we're going to press in more with our toe. So we're going to squish the ball more like an egg. Let's just begin. So press out, really pressing in with your toes, and then lengthen back in or bend back in. So lengthen out, bend back in, pressing with the balls of your feet and all 5 toes. Keeping your whole foot on the ball. Belly button is pressing in towards the carriage, hips equally pressing down, shoulders are wide. Feeling that right there in my outer glute and the smile on my seat, right where the hamstring meets the glute. 4 more. Last one. This time we come almost all the way up. Go down an inch, back up. Halfway down, back up. Almost all the way down, almost all the way up. Make sure you're still on your toes more than your heel. Last one, come almost all the way. Last one, hold at the bottom. Sorry, come up an inch, back down. Halfway up, back down. Almost all the way up, almost all the way down. 2 more. I am going to feel this tomorrow. Hold at the top. Now just press your heel down into the ball and then your toes. Heel, toe, heel, toe. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Now press out through your toes, lengthen the leg out long, bend back in. Let's switch sides. Outside knee into tabletop, inside foot on the ball, pressing in with your toes. Let's just lengthen that leg out, bend back in, press, bend, press, bend. Belly button pulling down towards the carriage. Exhaling as you press out, relaxing your neck. 4, 3, 2. Last one. You come almost all the way to the top. Then come down an inch, back up. Halfway down, back up. Almost all the way home, almost all the way back up. 2 more. Really pressing in with your toes. It's really easy right now to forget about that and cheat a little bit. Last time, you come almost all the way home, out an inch, up. Halfway, almost all the way home, almost all the way out, almost all the way home. Last time, hold at the top, press your heel into the ball, and then your toes. Heel, toe, heel, toe. 4, 3, 2, last one. Press your toes into the ball, lengthen your leg out long, and then come back in. Whew. You can go ahead and take the ball in between your palms, and let's just roll up. We're going to do a spring change. We're going to put on 1 blue spring, take off the reds. So we have on 1 blue spring. You're going to lie down sideways on the carriage. Take the ball, you can just place it in between your ankles for now, and then take your handle, your outside handle, grab it with your outside hand. So the hand closest to the jump board has the handle. Your free arm can just go down to the side, or you can place it behind your head to help support your head and neck. Inhale. On the exhale, your elbow goes towards the jump board, and then lengthen your arm out long. Bend your elbow and come back in. Lengthen your arm out long. Bend back in. Lifting your head and your chest, belly button pressing into the carriage. Option on the next one, extend your legs out to a 45, squeeze the ball, bend back in. Lengthen your legs out, give the ball a squeeze, come back in. We have 4 more. 3, 2, last, 1. Squeeze that ball, come back in. I need to scoot back just a bit. There we go. Come back in. Now take the ball. You're going to place it on the knee closest to the jump board. Opposite elbow is going to go to the ball. So opposite elbow to opposite knee. You still have the handle with your other hand. You're going to twist towards the jump board and then lengthen your arm out long. Bend back in. Press out and back in. Really squeezing your elbow into your knee. 4 more. Lengthen out. Squeeze your elbow into your knee. Bend back in. You reach your arm out long. Squeeze the ball. Come back in. 2. Last one. Keep your arm out long and just squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way back in. We're going to roll up, coming into a little teaser position. We don't need the ball. The ball can just go to the side. So you're in a teaser position. Interlock your fingers. Inhale. On the exhale, you're just going to twist towards the jump board and then towards your risers. Twist. Twist. It's almost like you're drawing a rainbow with your elbows here. Twisting through your core. Let's just do 4, 3, 2. Last one. Come center. Your arms just reach down, up, and down. Carriage is still. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your elbows in. Elbow goes towards the jump board, down and around, drawing circles. Up, around, down. 2 more. Last one. Circling the other way for 4, 3. You're really pulling your belly button in. 2. Last one. And let's come all the way back up. Nice. So you can go ahead and put the loop back into the well. Grab your ball, and we're going to turn to face the jump board. Your heels can just go back towards your shoulder blocks, and then your sit bones are going to go down towards your heels. Hinging forward, so you're looking into your springs. Let's just take the ball and press it into the jump board with both hands. So we just press out, bend back in. Press, bend. Hinging over your carriage, looking into your springs. Option to add a jump. So jumping out with the ball in between the palms of your hands. 4 more. And then we're going to add extension with the hips. Last 2. Last 1. Now you're going to jump up, jump, extend your hips up, reach your fingers towards the ceiling, come back in. You got to land, come back in pretty quickly so you don't miss your landing, and make sure that your chest is hinging over your springs. Sit bones going back towards your heels. 4 more. 3, 2. Last one. Come all the way back in. Now we're going to take your outside hand onto between the jump board and the ball. Lengthening out, bending back in. Your free hand can go on your hips. It can go behind your back. A few more, and then we're going to add a little jump. Last one. Now bend in, just add a little jump. Doesn't have to be very big. I'm pressing in with the palm of my hand and pressing out with the palm of my hand. 4, 3, 2. Whew. Last one. Come all the way back in. Let's switch hands. So inside hand has the ball. Outside hand can come behind your back. Pressing out. Bending back in. Press. Bend. 4 more, and then we're going to add the jump. 2. Last one. Lengthen out, adding a little jump. You have 4 more. 3. Whew. Really pulling your belly button in. 2. Last one. Come all the way back in. Shake that out. Let's just put both hands back on. Even everything out. Just jump. You can extend through your hips, pass the ball behind your back, come back in, and then pass around the other way. Again, you gotta get to your landing quick enough so you don't crash the carriage like I just did. 2 more. Last one. Come in. All right. You're going to turn to face away from me, and we're going to do the ab series on the other side. So grab your inside loop or handle, and let's lie down sideways on the carriage. Your back is on. Handle goes in, the hand closest to the jump board. You can place your hand behind your head if you want. Lift your head and chest. Inhale. On the exhale, lengthen your hand towards the jump board. Bend your elbow, come back in. Your belly button is pressing down towards the carriage. Hips are equally pressing down. Oh, we had that ball between our ankles, and you can add that extension of the leg. Squeeze the ball. Come back in. 4 more. 3. Squeeze. 2. Last one. Come all the way in. Take the ball. It's going to go on the knee closest to the jump board, opposite elbow to opposite knee. The loop is in between the ball and the elbow. Twist towards your jump board. Inhale. On the exhale, lengthen your arm out long. Bend back in. Squeeze that ball. You lengthen out. Come in. Squeeze. 4 more. 3. 2. Last one. Come all the way in. Now we're just going to roll up into a little teaser position. So interlock your fingers. Place them like we did before in the handles. Your knees are bent into a tabletop. And then you're just going to twist towards the jump board and towards the risers. Twisting through your core. Your head just follows along with your spine. Drawing that little rainbow with your elbows. Speaking of rainbows, I have a fun rainbow joke. Where do bad rainbows go? 2 more. Last one. Come center. Your arms just go up, down, up, down. Carriage stays still. Belly button pulling in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your elbows in. Let's draw those circles for 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Roll up. You can put the loop into the well. Ball. I think the ball could just go off to the side for now. And we are going to grab our box. So get your box, place it in the long box position over your shoulder blocks. So your outside foot is going to come up onto the carriage. Inside knee can come onto the box. Make sure your outside foot is towards the edge of the carriage, towards your jump board. And then palms can go on, wrists in line with your shoulders. Inside foot is going to go up onto the jump board. Let's just begin to lengthen out and bend back in. Press, bend, press, bend. When you're ready, option to add a jump. A slight bend in your carriage knee. You can come up onto your fingers if that feels better. Four more, and then we're going to add a bend with our carriage leg. 2, 1. As you bend in, your carriage knee bends, and then everything lengthens back out. Your chest is wide, belly button is up towards the ceiling. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Come back in. Now we're just gonna combine them. So we jump out and then jump with a bend with the carriage leg. So regular jump and then bend, press. 4 more. Last 2. Last 1. Bend, lengthen up, come back in. We're going to come down and take off your blue spring. So we just have on the white spring. Grab your ball. Ooh. Take a breath. And we're going to come into the carriage. So you can push the carriage out and then you're going to come in. If you have if your reformer is lower to the ground, you can stand to the outside, possibly, but mine is too high up. So we're inside the reformer. You have the ball. Go ahead and place the ball in between your palms and the long box, and we're just going to come down into a squat. Lengthen your fingers out long. Let's just bend your elbows in and press back out. It's just a little bend. 4 more. You can lift up onto your toes if you want. 2. Last 1. Add just a little jump. Chest is wide. Belly button pulling in towards the jump board. 2. Last 1. Come all the way in. Now you're going to take the ball to your outside hand. Toes can be up or down. Try to keep them up if you can. Chest wide. Just lengthen your arm out. Bend back in. Lengthen in. Bend. Press. Press. 2 more and we'll add the jump. Last 1 and add that little jump. You can bring your heels down if you need to. 4 more. 3, 2, whew. Last 1. Come all the way in. Man, we got to switch sides. So lengthen your arm out. We just bend and press, getting a feel for what's to come. Try not to let your shins rest on the frame of your reformer. 2 more. Last 1. I'm going to try on my toes again. I don't know if I can. Add a little jump. My legs are shaking. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Both hands go on the ball. Just lengthen your arms out long. Where do bad rainbows go? They go to prism. It's a light sentence. It gives them time to reflect. 4 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Whew. Let's come all the way out of that. So you could just step out to the outside, in the inside of your reformer, I meant. And let's put on that blue spring. Ball can just go back to the side. And we're going to do that jump sequence on the other side. So bring your foot up Kneeling on the box. That inside foot goes to the edge of the carriage. Catch your breath. Slight bend in your carriage knee. Let's just lengthen out and bend back in. Press, bend, press, bend. Chest is wide, gazing right into the well. And when you're ready, you can add that jump. You can come up onto your fingertips if you want. 4 more. And then we add the bend press with our carriage knee. 2, 1. As you bend in, your carriage knee bends. Everything lengthens back out. Ooh, try not to crash your carriage. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. You just do a regular jump and then the bend press. Regular jump, bend, press. 4 more. Last 2. Bend, press, jump, bend, press. Come all the way home. Let's just sit, kneel on that box, come into a child's pose. Reaching your fingers long towards the risers. Nice deep breaths. Ooh, come all the way back up. Now we're going to turn to face the jump board. We could also just get a quick figure 4 stretch. So facing the jump board, outside knee is bent over your inside knee. Chest is wide. You can hinge over your knee if you want to get a deeper stretch. Let's switch sides. Inside knee is over your outside knee. Chest wide. And you can hinge forward if you need to or feel like getting a deeper stretch. Now we're going to come to a kneeling position on the box facing your jump board. Readjust my mic. Your palms are going to go to the top of the jump board and you're just going to hinge over. Your chest is going to hinge over the jump board. Inhale. On the exhale, lengthen your arms out. Bend back in, keeping your elbows narrow. I still have on the blue and the white. If this feels too heavy, you could always take the white spring off. A few more. And we're going to add a little jump. So on the next one, if you want to, you can add just a little jump. So jump, come back in. Really pulling your belly button in towards your spine. 4. You might need to move forward. 2 more. Last 1. Now we're going to place our palms in just a little bit and bend our elbows wide. Press out, bend back in. No jump yet. 4 more. 2, 1. Now add a jump. I'm pulling my glutes in tight, pulling my belly button up towards my spine. Chest is wide and hinged over. 2 more. Last 1. Now bring your elbows in narrow. Just do a little hop to make them bend wide. So you go narrow, wide. 4 more. Let's just do 1 more each side. That's what I meant. And now we're gonna add that jump. So you do a narrow jump and then wide. Woo. Narrow, wide. 1 more on each, or 2 more each way. Man, this hurts. Narrow. We got it. Last one, wide. Jump out. Come back in. Now, real quick, you can just reach down, take off your white spring. Now we just have 1 blue spring. We're going to stand up on the box. I'm standing right about in the middle of the box. Come up onto your toes. So you're in a pike position, hips up towards the ceiling. Inhale. On the exhale, you're just going to walk. Do little steps till you're out into a plank. Wrists over your shoulders. Let's just press our wrists out a couple inches. Come back in. As you're coming back in, tuck your tailbone up towards the ceiling and do little steps back into your pike. Inhale, exhale, walk into your plank. Wrists over your shoulders, you go out a couple inches. As you come back in, start scooping your belly button up and walking back into your pike. Walk into a plank. Wrists over your shoulders, you press back. Come forward into your pike and step all the way back. Few more. Press your palms back. Come forward. Last one. Press back. Forward. Pike back up. Nice. That just felt good, I feel like. Now we're just going to come back down. And we're going to lay on our stomach. So we're in a prone position, facing the jump board. Your toes are pointing straight behind you. Lift your thighs up towards the ceiling. And then we're just going to lengthen our arms out, bend back in, adding a jump when you're ready. You could swim your legs and then reach your arms around and back. They go out to the side, bend your elbows in, come back. Let's just do 2 more. Last one. Bend all the way back in. Lengthen out, extending your chest up, and bend back in. Elbows are narrow. Lengthen up as you extend. The back of your knees go up towards the ceiling. Chest comes up. And come back down. Just a few more. Last one. Come all the way back in. You can just come off to the side. You can take the box and place it off to the side as well. Hang up your loops. Well, let's wait to hang up the loop. Yeah, let's hang up the loops. Let's just put on a red and a blue. And grab the ball. We're just going to do a quick jump series. And then we're going to do some feet and straps. So just a quick little jump. So let's just begin jumping. Feet are parallel. Adding a little squeeze to the ball. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take the noise. I'm going to have to reach back down and get my loops. Now let's just send your feet up towards the outer front edge of the jump board. And then you're going to go to the inside edge. We're drawing a box. So you go up to the side, down, to the side. No arching in the back, so you don't go too low with your feet. Probably about to the middle of the jump board. Landing softly, toe ball heel, and then jumping out heel ball toe. Let's circle the other way. A few more. Now come back to the top edge. Let's draw X's. So you're at the top. You're going to go diagonally to the bottom, back up to the top other edge, and then the other way. Up, down, up, down. Little X's. You can reach your fingers up towards the ceiling. Now let's go the other way. So once you're back to that inner corner, you go to the outer corner, up, down. Just a few more. Now let's just come center. Big jumps. You can lengthen your legs out and in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way back in. Now let's just get our loops. Come down. Ball can go right in between your ankles. Let's take the loops, give them a pull, and place them around your feet. Shoulders are wide. Let's just lengthen your legs out long. Bend your knees into frog. Lengthen out. Bend your knees in. Right in line with your hips. So knees in line with hips, and then you lengthen back out. Squeeze the ball at the end. So lengthen out, squeeze. 4 more. Keep your legs lengthened out long and just squeeze the ball. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Toes go up towards the ceiling. Bend your knee back into frog. Lengthen your legs out long. So you go up, bend your knees, press out. Your hips are equally pressing into the carriage. Belly button down. On the next one, come up. Just grab the ball. You can set it off to the side. Your feet are parallel now. Get a nice hamstring stretch. Your tailbone stays anchored. Now press through the hamstrings as you come down, making it a little more muscular. So you come up, tailbone stays anchored, get a nice hamstring stretch, and press down. No arching in the back. So once you feel your back starts to arch, that's when you want to come back up. A few more. Last one. Press down. Put your heels together, toes apart. Lengthen your toes up towards the ceiling. Now separate your heels. We're going to draw circles. So heels come together, toes go up, and circle around. Your circles can be small or they can be big, as long as your hips are stable. That's what is important. Have good hip stability there. On the next one, stay up. Now press down, and we're going to circle the other way. So your heels come together, they stay together, press down, and then you separate. Zipping through your inner thighs as you press down. Couple more. Last one. Come up, keep your feet together. Bend your knees, and then you're going to place your hands on the loops, elbows on your knees, and just press your elbows into your knees while you're pulling those loops towards your face. You can gently rock back and forth. Send your heels back down to the carriage, belly button up towards the ceiling. Take a nice few deep breaths. Nice. Just come all the way in. Grab your loops. You can set them in the well, roll back up, and we are all done with today's workout. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great day.